No, that's baseball.
Couldn't hear a thing you said.
Baseball reference. It's a baseball reference. I don't know.
What'd you say though?
I said it's just a baseball.
Would you rather it be different, Paul? I'm confused.
No, I think it has more to do with his love of baseball than it does with, throwing said ball at a cat.
I was trying to be on your side for once with this, and you just got to go and ruin it, is what you're saying?
That's what I do, baby.
You see what I have to fucking put up with?
Yes.
Indeed. Speaking of, Greener Anti-Liberal on the YouTube and the Rumble chats.
You see what I did there?
Yes, I did. We got Cybertosa with us. What's up, old people? Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks for that. My knees thank you for that.
Well, you should have stayed off of them.
Wait, I'm old?
I know.
What?
No, shut up. For Axel on the Wise with us. Welcome in, buddy. See Andy Pickles in the chat. Hello.
What's up, Andy?
We've got
Andy.
Sukanuka. Don't tariff me, bro. Yeah, dude, you're in Canada. You're getting tariffed. I'm sorry. It's out of my hands.
He deserves it. He deserves it for what he's been doing to me recently. He deserves it.
We've got El Perro. Greatest name on the YouTubes. The Butt. So, but yeah, I figured we'd get started off with the topic that Gal brought to my attention earlier today. So I don't watch the quartering much at all anymore because he kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. But he does have this habit of digging up like obscure shit that the rest of the news cycle completely ignored or
glosses over
and bringing that to your attention.
Okay.
Yes, if they mention it at all.
The only reason you were cutting out where it seemed like you were going to drop, so that's why I was continuing the sentence, not interrupting.
Fair enough. I don't know. It sounds fine on my end.
Yeah, you're good now.
Not seeing any.
You came back.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. Fucking strange.
Not Kim Kardashian stuff.
You made sure to get the cigarettes and the milk, and now you're actually back.
Yeah. I showed up for my kids. Anyhow, Jeremy Hambley over at the Quartering dug this little nugget up for us earlier this week. He's got a whole video on it. You can go check it out. But essentially, Walmart and Kroger are planning to, if they haven't already, are planning to institute facial recognition scans at checkout so they can dick with prices.
Isn't it lovely?
That's essentially it.
Wait, is that?
They didn't actually come out and say that that's what they're doing, by the way. They're just saying,
they came out and flat denied that that's what they're doing, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's fucking bullshit. Like what?
Yes,
like
it is.
What's their plan with it? Like if like they scan your face and like, oh well, you're a known shoplifter, or like, oh, you look like you've got money, we're going to charge you more to make up for the shoplifting, or because
not to make up for the shoplifter, just if you look like you can afford it, we're gonna scan your face and check all your records and all of that stuff, and if you can afford it, yes, you're paying more.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm going to a gas station instead. Fuck that.
If you're the wrong skin
it's
color,
you go everywhere dressed like a hobo. I get kicked out before they try to take my money.
Well, and they base it off of your habits too. So I don't think it's just what you look like, because I think it's throughout the store. I could be wrong because it was a while ago when I watched the video. I shared it the day of, but so Sam, correct me if I'm wrong. But by the way,
you will all live. You can survive it. You can defeat this sickness. It will come in on your life like a great, horrible wind and stay. But you'll live and hate it.
It just makes me want to go back to my flip phone or just no phone at all anymore.
Right? I'm seriously thinking about digging up my old fucking rotary landline.
Like I still have my Japanese phone. Flip phone.
I got a Nokia around here somewhere, and I'm pretty sure I got a Kyocera in a drawer over there.
See, you guys are thinking too high tech. I'm thinking carrier pigeon.
No, I'm going to use drums and smoke signals, brother.
Oh,
see,
shit.
my rotary phone won't shit all over the room, so there's that.
Okay, that's a good
training.
That's a good point.
I mean, just keep the pigeons on the roof. It'll be fine.
No, better idea. Drone carrier pigeon.
That you just.
But
what?
birds
I mean, the
don't
birds
reel
aren't
in the
real.
first place. Birds don't reel.
Exactly.
So you're just using the same drones that they're already using. How's that going to get away from the surveillance?
Wait, shit. You're right.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like inviting Alexa into your home, dude. It's like, yeah, it's working for you, but
I mean-
it's also not working for you.
I admit it. I did start my show for my FBI guy, but I never expected him to actually tune in.
Right. So, but this whole deal, this like it goes deeper than just the, if you've got more money, you're paying more kind of shit. It's, like what happens if they just decide they want to discriminate against, like we've seen the last 4 years, oh, you're white, you can obviously pay more because you're white, so you're gonna pay more.
Yeah. Wait,
Well,
shit,
and
is this
what stops
because I
them from
remember-
not? Go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go. You brought this up. You get preferential treatment. I'm talking about it.
The fuck? Whatever. I forgot my point anyway. Oh, actually, I remembered. So, what stops them from also recognizing you and recognizing maybe what you post online or things that might be something that they don't want to support or show support to? So, like debanking type of thoughts.
Mhm.
So, you have wrong think, therefore you can't purchase from us anymore. Or I'm going to double charge you because of it.
Right. Or
Like
if you were to say something like I'm about to right now, like the DEI policies are a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, just posting that online or saying that online, they got a record of that now, and they can be like, well, we disagree, so you're paying more, or you're not allowed to shop here at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or giving preferential treatment to certain groups. Like this is just what like jumps to mind because I'm a horrible human being. But like I don't remember the name of the company, but that company that like fired a bunch of people over COVID because COVID, and then after everything got better, they hired a bunch of H-1B Indians because the guy who was in charge of the hiring process was Indian. Same shit. Where you're in the in group, so we'll give you preferential treatment as well. Is also a thing that needs to be considered with this. Not necessarily specifically Indians, but just like that's coming to mind. Where
No, we
you'll
get
be
it. You're
punished.
racist. It's fine, kid.
We all know I'm racist,
Yeah,
but my
he's
point
racist.
it's not just race. It could also be creed. Like
Hold
if you're
on.
a card carrying
Shadow.
communist and all that.
It makes sense. It makes sense, bro. Listen, it takes one to recognize one, and you're recognizing what that guy's doing as being the same thing you would do given the circumstances. I get it.
No, I'm just a parent. I'm just able to do I'm just good at pattern recognition because I get a cracker.
Keep
for it.
stuttering, baby.
Yeah, so not only are you racist, but this pattern recognition thing, yeah, you're a conspiracy theorist too.
Yes, exactly. Now where the fuck is my Ritz cracker?
Oh, yeah, but that's for example, yes, it could go that way. It could also go the other way, like some rich white CEO or whatever. He just doesn't really want black people shopping at his store, so he hikes up the prices to force them to shop elsewhere. Right? It could go that way too.
exactly.
The whole thing is retarded.
Oh no! In America,
exactly.
that
Like,
would
my-
definitely get a lawsuit.
Well, yeah, I mean it probably would currently, but I suspect things are probably going to shift a little bit on that rapidly here soon. But either way, like that's not Walmart's business. Like none of my information is their business. Or Kroger's either. We don't have a
They
Kroger's in
exist
Wyoming,
to
but
be
yeah.
And by Kroger's, it could be like
they
King
exist to be a
Soopers,
place
and
where
I
you can
think
go purchase a good.
Fry's is part of Kroger. Like
Yeah, they
named
own several
differently.
chains. Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus the actual Kroger brand chain.
And the crazy thing, Yeah, no, that's a really crazy thing. There's I don't know if you guys know it, but this is a bigger chain in Texas, Market Street. There's recently been a negotiation between the company that owns the Market Street brand, because they also own other stores other than Market Street's, has recently been bought out by Kroger. So
Yep.
they're actively expanding their reach. So this isn't just going to affect like the Kroger stores.
Yes.
And also, like, the fact that they're buying up new places means that eventually this will spread to every grocery store, everywhere. So the free market
Well,
can't work because companies.
That's
are
always the
fail.
plan. That's always the
Oh,
plan.
yeah.
First of all, there's no such thing as too big to fail. That's a bullshit statement. But the plan has always been to monopolize where we get our food from, right? It's the same reason that Bill Gates went around buying up fucking 1 million acres of farmland the last couple of years. It's they're attempting to force you to go through their channels. It's the same reason that everybody shops at fucking Amazon online now, because it is the single most convenient. They made it very convenient, and they made it a lot of money on that shit. But now everybody's going through that. It's the same thing that like right now, one of the best news sources anywhere is shockingly Twix, right? Who knows for how long?
Yeah.
Because essentially what they're trying to do is to provide a service that basically makes the rest of the competition go away.
Sweet.
So, I mean, we obviously know that in America anyway, they don't enforce antitrust laws. They should, but they don't. Albertsons wanted to merge with Kroger. That's because Albertsons is losing a lot of fucking money. But yes,
Albertsons is like poor
Sam,
country grocery.
Yes, Shadow.
Sam, but think about the poor politicians, okay? If the poor, sad, innocent politicians actually pursue antitrust laws, then their super PAC donors will not buy them their third mansion. Think about that.
Right.
I don't care about that. Nobody should care about that. That's retarded.
What, you don't care
Right.
about the well-being of the bastards fucking you in the ass in DC?
Dude, given the day, I don't really care about the well-being of you.
Other than wanting them to be at least sexually
entirely
healthy.
valid.
No.
Yeah. Well, this goes right in line with some of that shit. Like you get these guys out there and they use the system that's in place. I'll give them that. They use the system that's in place, but they use it to rig things in their favor. And now I don't want this to come off like I'm anti-capitalism, because I'm not. I'm very much pro-capitalism. What I'm against is the crony corporatism, right? Which is a whole other can of like evil that essentially attaches itself to the popular system of the free market, like some kind of parasite, and it sucks all that's good out of it and just shits out, gold bags for a handful of people, kind of shit. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but you see these guys and they do this sort of thing, and this is no different than I don't know if you guys saw AOC come out the other day and talk about how they all do insider trading.
Right. She basically said the quiet part out loud and was like, and what are you going to do about it?
Right. That was wild. I couldn't believe she actually said that shit. I was like,
8 years ago, Ron Paul got laughed out of the Senate for saying the same thing.
Right. But she came out and she said, we do it, not they do it.
Yeah.
And that was the wild part.
Wait, did she do it as like a condemnation? Did she do it as like a condemnation?
Kind of.
Like, I can't fucking believe we're
brag.
Well, I guess it's good timing that I got back. Sam, are you there or no?
I thought it was.
This happened.
Yeah.
It happened to you too, didn't it? You saw all of that.
Oh, yeah. I currently see 2 nipples.
Yeah, we got 2 nipples and 2 tits. So
Sam, your internet sucks.
Well, that's
you know that?
3 nipples. I'm not sure which.
I'm going to try something then.
Look at
How's this? Is that better?
One talking nipple one away. Yes, that is better.
Now we
For
have
you.
Shadu the nipple.
Now we're just a uniboob.
Uniboob. Yeah.
Fucking changed everything. God damn it. I
Yeah,
don't know
something
what
happened.
happened. I think it reset all the settings. That's so weird.
I bet we just called an update midstream. I bet that's what happened.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is what happened. I don't know.
And we're back to the two nipples part.
Yeah, I'm just
Turn your head to the side and have a go, guys.
Wait, I only see
messing
one
with
nipple.
it for a second.
I only see one nipple. Am I a nipple?
Right, JB? Yes, you're a nipple.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Hold on. I'll fix that.
Yeah, I don't think that was
I
my.
don't think it was you.
Yeah, I don't think that was my internet. I think that was something that StreamYards did.
Yeah,
Very
no, that's
possible.
what I'm saying. We called an update. Something just happened that reset us back to defaults. Mine's reset
Right.
back to defaults too.
Well, Gal, I will be right back. I gotta
Bird.
fix something, but otherwise, yeah, we're
Do the
Yes.
thing, I got
Julie, do the thing.
right? We do the thing. Hi.
Hello.
Have you had any thoughts inside of that little head of yours?
Thoughts?
Yeah, like an internal monologue or a discussion with yourself,
Sure.
right? So, how would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
I don't understand the question.
I rest my case. So, how you been?
Good. Just
Yeah, you're sick, aren't you? Have you lost your voice yet?
no, I am not sick.
God saw fit to bless my wife with a week of me being mute. Unfortunately, it came along with the week before where I sounded like an old woman trying to scream, and the week after where I sounded like a weed eater trying to drink back up.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Oh, it's real fun for my wife. She gets to just fuss at me, and I just have to sit there and stare at her because all I can do is go, "What? What? Stop it!"
Y'all don't know ASL?
Yeah, she close her eyes and scream at me. It's very similar to doing this and going la la la, but it's just this.
right.
Well,
am I
you
still
could always do
nipple?
this. Do you know what that means?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, it means fuck you.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
You're welcome.
There's so many gestures for just the one phrase.
I know.
Anywho, before we got steamrolled by fucking software,
I think it was big. I think it was Big Grocery. Actually, I think they recognized that we were talking bad about them.
It was
They-
the Aldi's.
It was the fucking
Right.
Whole Foods. The fucking Whole Foods got us.
it's fucking Alco and Pomida are coming back with a vengeance. And if you don't know who those
Well,
are, you're too young.
She mentioned something
don't
that
know
kind
who
of
those
made me wonder. What was it? That was the poor broke country grocery store. What was
Albertsons.
Albertsons? We don't even have an Albertsons here. So how far down the totem pole have I slid?
Wait, what do you have? What do you have?
A Harvey's, Piggly Wiggly, shit like that.
I consider Piggly Wiggly above Albertsons. Mainly because that at least has been shown in movies. I don't know if Albertsons has ever been in a movie.
That's intriguing. Never occurred to me before that Albertsons has not been in a
And
movie
now
like
you're gonna know.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I bet there's people on the East Coast that don't even know what that is.
Never heard of it.
What, a Piggly Wiggly?
No.
And Albertsons.
Of course people on the East Coast have heard of the Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, well, I've never heard of an Albertsons before, and I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Albertsons is like Western
I get it,
poor
dog.
country living.
I'm
Sorry.
I'm in the West.
You're in
Yeah.
Texas.
No, I'm in Oklahoma.
It's
Oh, that's interesting. That's actually the Midwest, by the way, not the West.
Yeah, no, you don't become
you in
West until you
Central?
lose the corn and start finding rocks.
See,
No,
I,
please.
almost technically
Are you
part of
in
the South.
Central Time? You're Central Time, right?
yes. I thought
Actually,
we were
there
talking-
is.
You're in the
No,
West when you're in
no.
Central Time?
Listen, there is a movie with Albertsons in it, and you're not going to believe what movie it is.
Oh Lord,
Rudy.
The Doors.
hit me.
isn't that a band?
Holy shit!
Yeah, but
really?
there was a
I haven't
movie.
seen that shit
Yeah,
since
no.
high school.
Right?
Maybe a movie? about?
I used to
the
own a
band?
VCR with
Val,
the
Val
doors.
Kilmer played Jim Morrison. Yeah,
What's a VCR?
it's a biopic.
Even I know what that is.
I know what a
I mean,
fucking
I need
VCR
alcohol.
is.
Not
Oh my
Betamax.
god!
I need alcohol. I'll be back. We got people in my chat over here.
I know what a VCR is.
Gal,
Why
Oh, the fuck
Gal,
out of you.
give me liquor?
Gal,
I
you're
need
just
liquor.
Gal, you're just saving face. Okay, the Zoomer knows what a VCR is, but the Millennial doesn't. Tisk tisk tisk.
Now Gal's a nipple.
Am I-
Hey, now there's 3 tits in the nipple.
Wait,
Hey,
three tits
do
in
me a
it?
favor. Turn your camera off for a second, Squatch. Yep, you're a nipple too. We're
Squatch
not
is
because
an
we
idiot.
backed out and reset.
Huh. Well, my face is prettier anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we need
Right.
to stop talking about the grocery stores, otherwise they're gonna keep coming at us and keep throwing it.
She's got a mock-up. Would you steal that from a museum?
Fucking come at me, bro. Fucking
He went.
challenge
He
accepted.
went.
I
But I
need
got
to
a
know.
negative.
Got a
Want to
fucking
see my VHSs too?
What was the last movie played in it? The Lion King?
Fern Gully.
Uh,
It's gonna be Fern Gully.
Bird Gully. He's right.
it was possibly like a Red Sox movie,
Aw,
like a
I was wrong.
Huh.
compilation movie. I can go get the VHSs I have too if you want to see them.
No, I
You want to
believe you.
fucking come at me again, bro?
No,
You
I
have
believe-
two.
no, I believe you. I believe you.
Mhm.
All right. I will allow
Turn.
this.
See, the shit that y'all aren't gonna
Oh,
believe is the fact
God.
that when I grew up watching VCRs, actually.
Blue Unicorn just dropped a line from Top Secret. Aren't you the famous American rock and roll star, Nick Rivers?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm Mel Torme.
You need to watch Top Secret.
I had a conversation about that yesterday on a panel. This dude was like, "Oh, I've never heard of it." And I almost fell over in my chair. That and Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny Dangerously
Well,
is great.
My wife almost divorced me after watching Johnny Dangerously.
What's Johnny Danger?
It's a movie, kid. You'll grow up one day. It'll be all right. Listen, she has heard me drop lines from Johnny Dangerously our whole entire existence together. And then one day she's like, "Oh, I've never seen Johnny Dangerously." I'm like, "What? No, that's impossible. You can't have married me and not watched Johnny Dangerously. That's impossible." So 2 years into our marriage, I made one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. I put in Johnny Dangerously. And when the movie was over, she turned and looked at me and slapped me and said, "Do you have anything original?" I said, "Yes. Yes, I do." 2 jokes. The rest of it I stole from bad 80s films.
Right.
What?
Hey, so ATL Transparency News says I still can't figure out how you get a pretty girl on your panels. I just talked
He
to
asked
him,
me.
dude. Yeah. I mean, they don't usually doll themselves up for me or anything, but they'll show up if you just ask them.
See, Sam's definition of ask them is very, very broad.
No, it's not.
Miss
It's pretty
Paul
straightforward.
Delane.
Do you want to be on the panel? That's it.
She has my copy of Anna Green Gables. How'd you get that? Beastmaster 2? No, it's Dragon Ball Z. My bad. I thought you were cool.
I don't even know what's on these ones that were recorded.
Don't put them in right now. We might hear the
It's my dad's handwriting, so
That's
no.
that's no better. That's not a good
That's
time.
still risky. That is still risky.
So it was not a Red Sox movie.
See, what you
Oh,
gotta
and
do.
I found what I was thinking of, and it was actually a DVD. But do you even know what a DVD is, Shadow?
Yes. The funny thing is, growing up, I watched on. I used VCRs more than I used DVDs until I was like, I think 10. Because my mom, because like my grandparents
so
had
old.
a bunch of the movies from when my mom was a kid, like Fern Gully or
Fuck that movie.
shit. Fuck, I'm thinking of
Damn. This
Why
this
can
guy
I not
could be my
think?
kid.
Fern
He'd be my
Gully,
kid.
Fern Gully, Secrets of Nim, Lambert Before Time, etc. And I also lived at the time where Netflix was becoming a thing. So we would either use Netflix or we would use the VCR when we're up at my grandparents' place. We had DVDs, we just didn't use them as much because we had VCRs or Netflix.
Do you know the term Blockbuster?
Yes. Mostly because it failed because of Netflix.
I mean,
It was
there's still
destroyed
one.
because of Netflix, but it was very successful prior to Netflix and Redbox.
Yes.
Yeah, there's still one.
There's still fucking
Yeah,
Redboxes. I'm legitimately surprised that Family Video and Redbox still exists.
I'm not. They're convenient as fuck.
Especially when the internet goes out.
True, I guess.
Yeah, like I've got this bad habit, right? When the internet goes out, because I watch a lot of stuff on streaming online and all that, because convenience is all in the age of today. But
in the digital age.
when the internet goes out to a point where I can't actually watch something that I want to watch or whatever, I actually just hike my ass down to the nearest store and buy DVDs. So,
I was gonna say Redbox and shit.
no, I buy them. I buy stuff I want to watch. I just that way I don't have to worry about late fees or giving them back or punching the dude in the face when he comes to collect.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, that's generally how.
Here,
that
look
goes.
at my
But
nipple.
I am looking at your nipple, dude, but only the one, and you shaved it for me. So surprised.
Aw.
Put a little bit of Vicks on there.
He's not a
shine
nipple
it up
for
a bit.
me.
That's because you two haven't backed out and restarted. But for me, you're both nipples now when you turn your camera off.
Yes. Like right as you left
So.
to get the VCR to mic drop moment, your PFP disappeared and became a nipple. And that's when we realized that Squatch was also a nipple.
That's annoying.
What, the your
Yeah.
nipple?
I didn't want to flash the world.
It's
What's
only
just
a
the
half.
one?
It's only a half flash. Only one.
It's normally only when I'm.
It's the good one though.
Well, as long as it's that.
There's good ones and bad ones.
Yeah, sometimes they're inverted and it's weird looking.
Well, on the same person.
Yes. This is how I know
Learning
that
things
Shadow
with
hasn't seen a pair of breasts in real life, because they're not the same size ever, right? They can be close in size, but they're in fact not the same size as each other. They are different. They grow differently. Be shaped very differently.
Well, no, I know they're.
It's laughing because I'm explaining breasts to you.
I'm trying to think of what would be a good response, and everything either makes me sound like a horrible human being or fucking pathetic, so I take the fifth.
Jeff says mine or not. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I guess people do have very as close to symmetrical as the human body ever gets. Breasts, sure, but generally speaking, if you see two breasts that are exactly the same shape and size, they're probably fake. Also, there's the giggle factor. Yep, plastic ones, or I don't know. Do they still use silicone for that? I don't know. They used to put these like silicone bags, like they'd slice out the breast and they just sort of insert it under the fatty tissue of the breast and all that sort of thing. But there was there a problem with one of the products they were using that were started leaking and poisoning people like decades ago? So I don't know what they use now.
Are you asking me or Gal?
I'm just kind of generally asking.
Because I don't know the answer. Oh, well, I don't have an
He's
answer.
asking the
do know that
void.
Gotcha. I do know that Brazil has like these weird LED ones where like you can like squeeze and they change color.
Yeah, those are meant
Those
for
are
dogs.
fucking weird. Those are fucking weird. Those are like some cyberpunk shit. Like it's weird.
They're chew toys. Let's be real. They probably make that squeak sound too when you squeeze them. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. No, she's just resetting, folks. So anyway,
Wait, what?
anywho,
Oh, I thought you were about to launch into an advertisement.
why would I do that? I don't advertise anything.
Because
I'm terrible at
because-
even
because-
advertising my own shit.
Because you were discussing like breasts and implants, and your sister has a sex shop. I was just assuming you're gonna support the family business or something. My bad.
Well, seeing as how I don't get a cut, she can support her own business.
Who are we talking
And
about?
actually, I
Sam's
do
sister.
help her out sometimes with like handing out cards and sending people to her shop and all that stuff. But I also am unfortunately aware of the fetishes of most of the people in my town because of her, and I'm not going to forgive that like ever. So
They could be gag gifts.
yeah, but when you show up to a restaurant and there comes up your waitress, and this waitress is somebody that you've seen buying some like wild shit several times, right? It's like, no, I don't want you handling my food, lady, like ever. Go away. You scrub your
I
hands.
mean, if
till they
she's the
bleed.
server, she doesn't touch the food.
It's there enough. It makes no difference in my mind.
He doesn't want her anywhere near it. He doesn't want like her touching it.
The
He doesn't
particles
want her, looking at it.
transferring.
Exactly. Like zinc can get airborne, and he doesn't want that.
It's not even that, man. Like, there's just one chick who was in that position. Luckily the restaurant she worked for went out of business. Everybody lost their jobs, but she was really into like shock collars and pegging. And that's just, no.
Fucked up question. Receiving or pitching?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just know that she was buying the extra month, and she had a husband, so I assume probably pitching. So yes,
Gotcha.
TMI. Well, that's the thing. And you say more TMI. Yes, and I will stop talking about this, but I am saying that because I have to know this now. You do. I will not suffer alone.
See that chat? This is my fault. Blame me. I'm the one who brought it up.
Oh, I blame
Yes.
you.
It's my fault. Blame
So,
me.
anyhow, but no, she doesn't sell like breast implants, man. You have to actually go to a doctor for that shit. Why would you think that was connected?
I don't know.
That's really not an excuse.
Kind of.
No, no. It is an excuse. It's just not a good excuse.
Yeah. Yep. Blue Unicorn. The waiter brings the food and has his thumb in the soup, right? And you don't know where that thumb's been. You don't know where it's been. Yeah. Just keep that in mind at all times. Like, watch the movie Waiting as well for a great example of why you don't fuck with your wait staff or the people who prepare your food ever.
See, for me, that was the South Park Yelp episode. That's what taught me don't fuck with your servers.
Right.
You really are a child.
Yes, I am a child.
And I'm not talking about maturity. I'm just talking about your references.
Yes.
Waiting is a good movie. Go watch it. But you haven't even seen the X-Files, so why
Yes.
do I bother?
I'm an uncultured heathen savage.
Valid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we kind of went way off the rails real early today, but
Sorry about that.
I blame StreamYard. I blame StreamYard for the disruption, and everything just got thrown into chaos after that.
That's what happened, yes.
Yeah, chaos is
Yeah,
what it is. So getting back to the
Suka. I wasn't born to yet to watch Star Trek, the original series, but guess what I've watched? Don't even try to. No.
Yeah, Suka, you can defend me against Amira, but Gal's got teeth, so don't try, man. It's not gonna go well for you.
Well, also,
Same.
Suka, if you missed when she originally yelled at him about this, there's a short clip of that. But he tried that excuse then too, and it didn't fly. So
Amira's got
So
claws,
anyhow.
Gal's got teeth. Claws hurt, but teeth bite deep.
yes. Anyhow, yes, Andy, we did start on rails. There were rails in front of us. are not in front of us anymore, apparently. But there were rails, yes.
They're
So
6 miles that way.
Not helping. So about this whole facial recognition thing, right? Like what worries me, what concerns me is not just the obvious potential abuses that chain groceries or department stores or whatever can obviously use to leverage things to their advantage, right? And they absolutely will. I think we lost Sasquatch. I think hopefully he's just resetting. Yeah, he's back. So, but that's not the thing that concerns me most, although that is concerning. It's that, facial recognition software, period, I think,
Yes.
is a dangerous tool that nobody should have, frankly.
I don't even turn
We're
that
more
shit
than
on
capable,
my phone.
right? We're more than capable of identifying criminals via fingerprints and other, evidence left behind. We don't need facial recognition software.
Mhm.
We've been doing that shit for hundreds of years fairly successfully, right? We don't, it's not a necessary thing. The only reason that this would be a viable tool for anybody to have is if they wanted to track everyone. And that I have a problem with. Because that means they're tracking me.
It turns into the fucking Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Yep. Well, that's why I quoted George Orwell in today's quote in the description.
Ooh, what's the quote?
Give me a second.
Look at it yourself. Oh wait, you're driving.
I'm
Never mind.
driving.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no. You know what? No. Gal.
Did I not
Gal
just instantaneously correct myself? Don't fucking try that, child.
No. Gal is telling me to do something, so I'm gonna do it. Sam, take the wheel.
Eat a dick, you little baby boy.
No, I'm not gay.
Instantaneous correction.
I don't care.
Instantaneous.
I don't care.
But it was
No, I
all
don't
right.
care. You don't get to
Everything
use
was
that
all
on
right.
me.
The struggle was finished. He had won victory over himself. He loved Big Brother. George Orwell.
That's the quote. Thank you.
Thank you, Squatch.
I was just gonna let them yell it out until they stopped.
Yeah, no, I've got a little bit of a headache over here. I'm still not quite over it, so we'll get there.
Yeah. See, Sam is trying to generate more clips. He really wants to get monetized, and Shorts is the best way to do that.
Okay.
He's doing a pretty good job at that too. You just need to double down on what you're doing, like more. Yes, but you're good. You're doing well. You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It depends on the show and depends on I try to pick the funnier moments, the moments that'll make people laugh, that make me laugh. Because we get into sometimes these weird places where nothing we're talking about, it's all deadly serious. And it's like, while I think some of this stuff needs to be said, it's not really great for like a pithy, like 15-second clip,
And that's why you need to utilize your brief mix feature on your own shorts to make a reaction to something that someone said on your show after the fact, so you can make them like total idiots without any effort at all, because you've got a week to think about it. But that's just my idea. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah. Starting a drama channel like others? No. It's like the arguing, the bickering, and all that stuff's just kind of part of the group dynamic. There's no real animosity, no real drama there. No, we're not doing that shit. That's for fucking lol cows.
Yeah.
I just work with locals.
Now, if I could rap, I would definitely be dropping diss tracks on all of you, because that'd be amazing.
What would your rap name be? Chalky Snow Monkey?
No, that's
Talking
yours.
Snow Monkey. That is your Squatch. I don't know what would. I don't know.
Well, for the record, Squatch said chalky, not talking.
Oh, chunky. I'm not fucking chunky. Fuck you.
Chalky, like chalk.
Oh, chalk. Oh, okay, not chunk. I am just not good at hearing today, evidently. I'll commit Sudoku. How do I?
All right. I'm just gonna let him sit there for a minute.
Did you put him there?
Anyhow, he did. That's fine. I'll bring him back when I'm good and fucking ready. But yeah, this facial recognition thing is a problem. I mean, you get in your car. Hell, I think even the fucking Tesla truck comes standard with it. Like there's a camera mounted inside each cab that is recording all the time, like a black box. So yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I don't want Big Brother watching me. I don't want Kroger watching me. I don't want Walmart watching me.
Only in
I
the
don't want-
shower.
It's like the only ones of those that I'm cool with are the fucking CIA when they're watching me masturbate, right? And
I'm
that's
about
right.
to just go around like this at all points in time.
No, that
Right.
and if you do that, no one will recognize you. Marvel has taught me that people in hoods can't be recognized.
But see, the thing about the hood, the thing about the hoods though is like okay, you've got the hood on, so they can't like get your face. But if they notice, hey, we can't get this person's face, that's probably them. Track whoever's wearing that sweatshirt. Like it kind of defeats the point. Like you're still gonna get tracked.
I'm not gonna wear the same sweater all the time.
Well, not. I mean, if you're trying to like, if they notice, hey, we got a sighting, and then they do it that way.
Circumstantial.
yeah.
We
So-
do. We are talking about this lightly, but you realize it all ends in black bags, right? Like
Yes.
all of us on the farm, singing the old songs that we don't sing anymore because we're now in the gulag together. I'll save you a cool spot.
Oh yeah, no. This where this ends is all of us. All of us are Boxer and Animal Farm. We go to the glue factory,
Right.
Yep.
you know.
Oh, boxer.
Especially those of us who keep our heads down and just work hard. You know, hey, that's the reward at the end of the rainbow, ladies and gentlemen. You
Glue
get turned
farm.
into glue. Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
hey! Better than being turned into Soylent Green by a bunch of lizards wearing.
Is it though? Does it matter? Does
think-
whatever happens matter at all?
I don't think that you've seen Soylent Green. There are
I
no
don't think
lizard
he's
people
read
in
it
that
either.
movie.
Wait, no, isn't there a movie? Fuck, because my dad always talks
Are you
about this.
thinking
as the
about
example
V?
of, like,
He's thinking about
yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one I was trying to remember.
V. Yeah,
We're like they invade us and then they like trick us
Like-
into thinking they're friends and then they.
that has nothing to do with Soylent Green, although the reference is there. It's a fitting reference to reference Soylent Green to V, but not reptilians to Soylent. I'm not following. I'm following him.
All right, so to break it down for anybody who hasn't actually seen Soylent Green with Chuck Heston or read it or whatever, I had to watch this shit in my economics class in high school. It was required, so like it was one of those things. Turns out it's a pretty good movie too. But so essentially, it's at a future time where mankind has progressed beyond the need for destroying the environment, and all this stuff. They all live in these mega cities and all this, and their sole form of nutrition is this stuff called Soylent Green, right? Which they tell you is made out of sea kelp, if I remember right.
It wasn't
know,
gone for
that's-
that long. How did we start talking about Soylent Green?
So
You can
Shadow
blame the
hasn't
kid.
seen it.
He didn't understand it.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's either sea kelp or it's what's that like krill or something like that, like the tiny little shrimp or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It all ends up in this stuff called Soylent Green. Everybody eats that stuff. Chuck Heston is a man who, through a series of events, discovers that Soylent Green is not made out of the things that they're telling you it is, because they ran out of that shit decades ago. What it is these scooped up dead bodies that are laid out on the sidewalk of human beings. So rather than like burying them or disposing of them, whatever, they just turn them into food. And everybody's been a cannibal for like 20 years without knowing it.
But there's a problem with that, right? It's very similar to mad cow disease or chronic wasting disease. Happens in human. Sometimes it's called beriberi, or what's the other one? The one with the pill rolling.
They're both prion diseases. I don't remember what the other one's called.
Prion diseases, right?
So mad cow disease is prion disease in cows. It's what happens when you feed cows other cows.
Yeah, when you break gray matter specifically, but I mean, there's enough nerves and neurons and muscles and meat to make it a bit of an issue.
Right. So, but anyway, yes, Shadow. That's what that is. But that's government shit doing it. It's not. They're not actually lizard people. And in V, they're aliens, right? Who wear people masks,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to reference.
which is based very loosely on. Oh, and now I'm trying to remember who the fuck wrote it. I think it might have been Heinlein, but I could be wrong about this. Or Theodore Sturgeon. A story called
It was not
To Serve
Heinlein.
Man.
To Serve
Yeah,
Man. That was some old one. That was maybe Theodore. Maybe.
Yeah, it might have been Sturgeon. It might have been. I don't remember who wrote that.
It's a cunt plug.
Yep. So it's a little different. Same end result. People get eaten. It's fine.
Yes.
Sounds like McDonald's. Yep. There is, according to the FDA, an acceptable amount of human flesh that can be served to customers. Yes, in fast food.
Wait, that's an actual rule?
Yes. Also, rat shit. There's an acceptable amount of rat shit that can be served.
Well,
to
I knew that
customers as well.
I knew that there was a fucking acceptable amount of rat shit. Like that's you learn that shit going on Reddit in middle school. Like that you look. There's an acceptable limit of people.
Yes.
Burgers.
Well,
This is why
I don't see the problem.
This is why you can't trust the fucking FDA, right? The FDA allows anything that they're bribed to allow.
How
It's
much
one of the
fucking
reasons that I'm
zing
actually-
have I been eating at McDonald's?
I don't know. At least a pinky.
Are
He
you
died.
okay?
He's dead. Just gonna
Yeah,
start
no,
playing.
I'm good. No. Hey, guys, I'm good. I'm not dead. No, my phone just for whatever reason, like I took a turn, and for whatever reason, my phone popped off of like the little phone holder and fell in between my sink. And a sink?
That's
Sink.
called reckless driving, sir.
I'm fine. I'm not dead. I'm good.
Yeah. This
That was
is why I don't
Twilight
advocate
Zone.
for driving while you're streaming while you drive, though, right?
I
Because something's going to happen. You're going to get distracted. You're going to reach for the fucking phone instead of looking at where you're supposed to be going. Maybe you got a curve coming up. Maybe you drifted over into an oncoming lane, right? And then it just ends in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he sounds like a crazy old grandpa because he is, but technically there's truth to what he's saying.
Yeah, no. I'm fully aware that there's truth to what he's saying. But again, like listening to music, which is a perfectly valid thing to most people, has just as much risk. So it has more risk because I'm consistently adjusting volume or tapping
Damon
into like get
Knight
to a new
wrote-
song.
Damon Knight wrote To Serve Man.
Okay.
And it's
That
a
makes sense.
Twilight
But no,
Zone.
I
Is where
disagree,
most-
Shadow. I think that all of it carries the same amount of risk. Right, the same amount of anything that takes your attention off the task at hand, which is getting from point A to point B in one fucking piece. Anything that does that carries the same amount of risk.
Well, keep in
It's too
mind
much
that the
risk.
car you're trying to reduce is you. So, drive how you will.
Yeah, and Lepo brings up the point. You do not respond to music. I mean, I could see him,
technically
like,
you do if
singing
you
along.
sing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or dance.
Yeah.
That's a
Or if
response.
like,
I mean, you get
or if the
Bohemian
song
Rhapsody
pops
and you only sing the chorus parts.
I hate that song
I know you do.
so much.
Wait, which song does Gal hate?
Bohemian
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody. Got it. Okay. But Bohemian
Yes,
Rhapsody.
that was also before you were born.
I
As
actually
with
hate
the
a
rest
lot.
of the universe.
I hate a lot of their songs.
All right, you need to
What
be
about Bison?
real careful about where you go from that statement. 'Cause
I was leaving that statement as
I don't care myself, but other people out there will hunt you down
I'm
to get
aware.
an answer. So just go ahead and tell us why.
Yeah, no, it's not Squatch who's gonna do it, but it's gonna be a dude about his height, his build, wearing
With a toothbrush
mask,
mustache.
with a fake mustache, and he talks like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Like a fake voice.
Mm.
It's a great day to be alive at Disney. Aha!
That's disturbing. Stop it, sir. You're bothering me. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy,
I don't
early
know how
birthday.
old I'm going to be. I don't remember.
Wait a minute. Tomorrow is your birthday?
Yes.
Like the 2nd of February.
Yet again, yes.
Okay, that's so
Just
weird.
call
One of
him
my
Punxsutawney.
brothers has the same birthday you do, and every year
Yes.
I call him on his birthday. If Groundhog saw his shadow, and I tell him he doesn't get a birthday.
Right. Well, I stay inside for my birthday, do a live stream where I basically just smoke up anybody who's willing to come in. All previous guests on Sasquatch shows are invited, but just understand I will not be sober or nice. It's the one day a year I allow myself to actually be mean.
I might send you an email if a groundhog sees a shadow saying the same thing. I'm going to call my brother and tell him.
Are you going to ask your groundhog or are you going to ask someone who can talk? Because, I mean, at least I was born on the right day. The rest of those little fur balls, they're just rats.
Yeah. I think we'll leave it up to Punxsutawney Phil.
I want to eat that guy. I think
He's
he'd be
getting kind
tasty.
of fat, so yeah, he's probably got a fair amount of.
I bet he'd just barely fit in a rotisserie. It'd be so good.
Right. You might have to like snap his little legs to get the door shut.
Why are
we
I
talking
was
about eating a
focused on
groundhog?
driving for a second. I was focused on driving for a second, and then I listened back to you guys, and I hear something about like shoving a dude into like a smoker or something. What the
Not a
fuck did I
dude.
come back to?
Punxsutawney Phil.
Not a dude.
I'm a groundhog, bro.
You don't know who Punxsutawney Phil is?
Is that what they call people that are born on the 2nd?
Yeah, I've
No,
even
that's
got
the
a
name of the groundhog that
background.
they watch.
No, I know, but he just said I'm.
I'm a groundhog. Yes, I was born February 2nd. All my life, I've had to deal with that one freaking movie playing all day, every day, on every station, everywhere, all the time, until I found YouTube. And at which point in time, I decided that on Groundhog's Day, we're going to have a roast. But y'all can roast me if you want to try. Go ahead. I don't mind. Make the effort. I'm going to be drunk and not care, and you're not going to be able to make a dent in that armor. Then
So
I'm
I
going to
didn't-
be splitting flames, bro.
I didn't know that people called people born on that day groundhogs. When
Hey,
I
what do you call
say-
your brother?
Huh?
Sam, what do you call your brother?
I call him by his name. He's the only other person I know who was born on that day, so it's never come up.
Yeah. Here's
I
a
only
weird
know
thing.
that person too.
In my life, I've met maybe 4 people that were born on Groundhog's Day, but it's more often like this where I meet someone whose brother, sister, cousin, husband, son, daughter, whatever was born on February 2nd.
Yeah,
It's
my
freaking-
pseudo younger sister, my neighbor that I babysat, her birthday's Groundhog's Day. So the reason that I'm making a a higher deal than normal things is because my dad's a Yankee Doodle dandy. I say that, and apparently people don't know what that means. Some people.
What does it mean? Like
He was born on the 4th of July.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
And so I was just.
Yeah.
I said it that way to see if anybody didn't know. And thank you, Shadow.
But eggs
all,
don't know much.
listen, we all know I'm retarded and uncultured. Between those two things, if you say something, I
Look.
probably don't know it.
Kid, eggs are not expected to know. You just need to let us know when you don't know so that we can tell you and you can forget about it and we can rib you about it later and then we can pick on you about the fact that you didn't live. You get it.
Right. Yeah, I always thought that phrase was kind of amusing though. Yankee Doodle dandy. Right, a dandy was not a nice word back in the day.
Right. It was like an effeminate man or like a metro.
Yeah, or well dressed homosexual. Yeah.
With a sword. Probably with a sword. That's the thing
And a
you need
feather
to
in
Yeah,
his
remember.
but see, when you put Yankee Doodle in front of it, it makes it better. It
Yeah.
takes away the gay.
But again, if you just say Yankee by itself, right? It's just it's like an indicator of which region you come from, but it's not
Unless you're in
depending
the
on
South,
who's using
and
it,
then it's
also not a
derogatory
nice thing.
slur.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like depending on where you're from, it's not always a nice thing to say either.
Yeah. Like whenever I hear a British person say yank, they typically mean it in a very derogatory and mean way, but I don't care because we're the 2-time champ against them.
No one fucking
Look,
cares
man.
about what the Brits think.
I don't care how you
Exactly.
feel about what the
Exactly.
Brits think,
We-
and I
we
don't care
want-
what you think about the War of Northern Aggression. I'm just saying, you Yankees need to chill out.
See, and when I think of the Yankee, like when it's not hand in hand with Yankee Doodle Dandy, is fuck the Yankees. They're a bunch of asshole, evil empire motherfuckers. Go Red Sox. I hope Dom's still listening.
Oh, he somewhere. You know it is.
You're welcome, Sasquatch.
Wow. So,
Yay.
folks, that was another strange little tangent. I did want to bring up a bit more of a serious topic because, like I said, I just finished listening to his speech a little bit ago before we started. But how about that Lake and Riley Act being signed into fucking law? You know, that's awesome.
I haven't read it yet.
Me neither.
What's the specifics? Do we have specifics on that?
So essentially, it prevents people with a criminal record from being picked up in a catch and release program in the United States. If they're picked up, and they're either sent to Guantanamo or they're sent fucking home. The other thing is it also allows, the other major part of it anyway, is that it allows certain states, border states in particular, the right to set immigration policy in their states. So like if Texas wants to fucking build a goddamn wall, Washington can't come in and tell them they can't do it.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Nice.
Let's go. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's
That's
States'
nice.
rights.
yeah.
States' rights. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the big takeaways. I actually need to sit down and like read through the whole thing and make sure I didn't miss anything important or anything like that. But yeah, those are essentially the big takeaways. Is that we're not doing this catch and release bullshit anymore. And
I was just gonna say something about the catch and release thing. Why the fuck does it exist? Like, is there an actual point of it, or can that just get rid of it completely?
yeah, I'm not sure what the point of it was, except to show arrest numbers, right? Like, oh, we arrested so many of these guys, and they're all bad guys, and we got them and all that stuff, but they let them out again.
So they can arrest them again later and keep the numbers inflated.
See,
Yeah,
I
which
think
justifies their
it's-
budget.
I think it's very similar to, and feel free to correct me, but it's like how in, say, New York or California, certain crimes, like I think it's like misdemeanor crimes or something like that, they don't have a sentence for certain people. Like if you steal, like the famous case in California, if you steal less than $1,000 worth of goods from a store, they won't prosecute the.
That's not
they
there
won't
anymore,
prosecute.
sir. That's been
it's not
removed.
there, but like that
they-
is an example of the idea of like, hey, we shouldn't punish these people because of bullshit liberal reason here. So then they create a policy that is actively against the American people and has no right existing, but it does exist because it fits in their little bullshit liberal paradigm. Maybe that's
Well,
that's the only reason I can think of catch and release being a thing. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right. The other thing that I was thinking that it doesn't explicitly do, but it does set the stage for, is eliminating sanctuary city status.
Yes.
Which never should have been a thing in the first place, especially considering that the sanctuary cities are the Democrat cities that are the most against state rights. It really trips me out that they abuse the rights that the states have when they have control in that uniparty system. But then anything else is just ostracized as being far right.
Well, yes, that's what hypocrites do. Rules for me, rules for thee, but not for me. It's the,
Right,
it's
well-
the same. It's the same shit with like the Pride Parade garbage, where it's like, oh well, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, you need to accept us, and then the moment you see like say a cross or you see an American flag, that needs to go down because it offends someone. It's the same shit. Oh well, you don't get your state's rights
Offended bitch.
because a civil war happened or some shit, but then we get our state's rights because we're doing good things. It's a bunch of fucking
Well-
hypocritical power bullshit.
the way I look at it is that, like, take California for example, right? We all know that LA and San Francisco are both sanctuary cities, right? And that's just how it is over there. Now, they're, aldermen or city councilmen or whatever the fuck they have, and their mayor and all that stuff might be all for the sanctuary stuff. But what happens is, if you get a governor who's not a complete fuckstick like Gavin Newsom in there, and he's like, no, I'm gonna go with this Laken Riley Act thing here that's going to allow me to set the standard for who comes in this country and who doesn't via our California borders, because they share a border with Mexico too. And he says, no, you're not coming in. That significantly reduces the amount of people who end up in those sanctuary cities. And so it can solve some problems. But the other problem with that, though, is that as long as those sanctuary cities exist, if a person can make it past whatever guards we put up, right, and they make it to one of those cities, and boom, they're here. And then from there, they can get, whatever it is they need to just sort of slip into the background and, like, fucking murder another poor girl.
What I think the actual reasoning behind it was, and I mean, the nuts and bolts y'all have explained well, but illegal immigrants who are in jail are not going to bring more illegal immigrants over. They're not going to facilitate the process of bringing more people across the border. And so you have to catch and release them for them to be functional enough in society to remit back to their family and send more people. I think that's the subconscious behind the curtains, I think that's the reason.
So, but yeah, we don't.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's been a huge problem too, because, like, why do we even still have a census? Would be my question, right? Why does the Census Bureau even still exist? Because we have no fucking idea how many people are in this country. Right?
Bro,
we know approximately 320 million Americans, but those are just the ones who said they were, who actually fill out the fucking paperwork in the first place, because a lot of people don't. A lot of legal citizens won't touch that shit. And
brother, I got whole branches of my family that are in the backwoods of Georgia over here, up in hollers and sloughs in the mountains, that haven't seen a census person in 50 years. Their children have been brought in once to get vaccinations and otherwise exist in the mountains.
Well, and the reason why we still have that agency is because if we got rid of it, then all the poor little bureaucrats would lose their jobs. And can't you, bleeding heart for the people who do fuck all and get a good paycheck.
And good riddance.
Well, yeah, but, something empathy, I guess.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, like, obviously it's not like the purpose of the census is to keep track of how many people are in the country, which again is another thing that I don't think, obviously, yes, we want to keep an eye on however many people shouldn't be in the country who are coming into the country. But as for our own citizens, right, I don't think we should be fucking keeping track of that shit. That's not government wise anyway.
I do. I don't think
the less power the government has, the better.
Yeah, I don't think it should be the federal government. I think it should go to the states. But at the same time, there are benefits in, at least in my opinion, knowing, like, hey, if we have a growing population, it's a good idea to track that. Or if we have a falling population, it's good to have those numbers available for when you need them.
Well, yeah, but you could just go down to the local fucking hospital and basically get those numbers. However many babies are being born this year versus how many babies are being born last year, right? That's all you need.
Yeah,
you don't need their names and their identifications and their movements, who they vote for, where they live, any of that shit.
Yes,
that's none of the government's fucking business.
If you want to manage this chattel slavery we got going on, you're going to have to get names, birth dates. You're going to have social security numbers, documentation. We got to get them into the workforce so we can tax them. By the way, ladies and gentlemen,
American or Asian Pacific Islander,
the entire federal government operated off the tariffs all the way up until the establishment of the income tax.
And wasn't it also sales tax, or was that just like the states?
States had sales tax.
Mm-hmm.
Could you repeat that? You kind of cut out for me.
The states had sales tax.
States had sales tax, tariffs on federal government. Okay, gotcha. Just making sure. Thank you.
Right, but it worked. Sales tax is people are always going to need to buy stuff. It's not like, that doesn't provide for a lot of needs. In fact, most of the things, like when people talk about like, oh, you want to get rid of income tax. Well, what about your roads and all that shit? Most of that stuff isn't paid for through income tax anyway. It's paid for through other taxes, like, for instance, state tax or sales tax.
Yeah. Also, you could go back. Also, if the issue is like, oh, well, what about, like, you need the government to? No, you don't. Like, if you look at Europe before the consolidation of the nation states, what would happen is town councils or kings would require that storefronts or home fronts would maintain the road in front of their home, and if they didn't, they would be punished for it. Just do something similar. If you've got like a market or not a market district, if you've got like a market district's the only thing that's coming to mind, but like a storefront, right? Like a downtown storefront, you have the stores pay some like company to make sure those roads are maintained. And the companies get to like put their money directly where they want, as opposed to it going to the government and then that money getting trickled down through the different agencies and then eventually coming to whoever's the cheapest buyer who will get it done. Have it done by the people who have get the most benefit from the roads actually being fixed and maintained. That would be a much better system. And if you're not having the national income tax, then they'd have the money to actually spend on it. Same thing with schools. Same thing with healthcare.
Yeah.
I had a stroke at least twice saying that, and I do not apologize.
You'll be okay. All you got to do is breathe. You're young. You're not fully developed. Your brain will heal. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just there's a lot of shit that's going down. Like I said, folks, at the top of the show, I kind of wish I had been better prepared for you guys this week in terms of like all of the newsworthy things that are happening. But I just kind of zoned out a little bit and did other stuff that was far more fucking enjoyable. But it just is what it is. I will be back on my game. But we had also talked before briefly a couple of times on sort of a shifting. I'm not even sure how to say it. Sort of going away from politics and government shit all the time, just because I'm getting burnt out on it. I know probably a lot of you guys are getting burnt out on it. It's been nothing but on this channel for the last fucking year, and I want to talk about other stuff on occasion.
I hear you, bro. It's like the WWE out there. Have you seen some of these confirmation hearings? RFK's been shredding them, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I did see some of that. Yeah, I haven't watched the entire confirmation hearing, but yes, I did see some of that. I also watched Hegseth just kind of fucking rip through him.
Oh yeah, he's the one girl.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't stuff to talk about. I'm just saying that there's other stuff to fucking talk about too.
Don't worry, we understand.
Yeah. Speaking of the talk about Jizzman's nemesis, the big black hole. Jizzman's nemesis is not the big black hole. Jizzman's nemesis is an overweight woman with terrible hair called Reservoir Tip. Those of you who are old enough to know how a condom works will understand that joke.
Wouldn't the
she should have a really bad fake French accent. Be a drag queen, really bad fake French accent, dressed up like the ma'am.
Right.
It's ma'am.
Is in fact a woman. Kind of looks like a dude with big tits.
By the way, I want to make a statement. There was this big deal about the fire department and the DEI projects and whether or not women should be firefighters and all that crap. As long as it's one that screams, "It's ma'am," like that, I don't have a problem with it. If she could throw me over her shoulder and carry me to safety, I am happy with it.
Did you ever watch those trials where they were having people trying out for, or it was like a TV show, and they're like, "This is what a firefighter has to be able to do," and they'd like run into a building, and then they'd have to like break a door down to get back out, and the women could never do it in the time limit, and the men just went right through it, right? Dude, every time.
Not long ago, there was this has happened twice in like the past 8 years, but the most recent one was the most ridiculous, where they had the the cross military competitions to do like an obstacle course, and I think there was a couple of countries that fielded all female groups, and they couldn't even get across the zip line, which was like the second obstacle. They all ended up piled up and falling in the mud together. Beautiful. God, that was beautiful. So that makes stupid people famous. I like to say his name just so people know where I stand.
Yeah. Queen Bird. Actually, no, that was not something that had come across my desk. I don't know anything about that. But no, what I was referring to was more like somebody brought up to my attention the other day. Do you know who James Bedford is or was? I'll take that as a no.
Sorry, bro. The James Bedford, senator from like the mid 40s.
Guy in 1967 was the first cryopreserved human being in history.
Okay, so probably not a senator, right? Gotcha.
Yeah. So, like stuff like that, Queen Bird. Just like the ridiculousness of cryogenics and all those poor people who got shoved in the freezers in the 60s and 70s who were never ever going to be revived, because as it turns out, certain temperatures actually destroy the soft tissue of a cell, and you can't replace that. At least not yet, kind of thing. Oh yeah, no, I think he jumped out and didn't. I don't know. I just kind of kept going.
I was enjoying the silence.
Yeah, see, I realized what exactly Jizzman's nemesis was as Sam laid it out, and I decided I was to hide. I went.
Are you trying? Oh, you want candy, little boy? Okay, we can get you some candy. Okay.
I went into the deepest, darkest part of the naughty corner. I bribed Carrie off with jerky and Fallout 1 copies, and then I just hid.
Okay.
No, that sounds safe.
You know what? Never mind.
You don't go down the Carrie rabbit hole. This is not necessary. Not denied. I'm not drinking yet.
Phrasing is all I have to say.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. What the fuck did I say that needed phrasing?
You said it just fine, Shadow. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
No,
I mean, the fact that you said bribed makes it better, but
I went into the naughty corner. I found a very dark and cramped place. I gave Carrie some jerky.
And you got off for it.
So leave me alone.
Yeah, you
and
did.
Then I went hiding.
You did say that.
Pause. That's exactly what you said.
Bribed him off with jerky, is what you said.
Yes, so he wouldn't eat me because he's an attack dog. Self-described, self-diagnosed.
Your response to me saying that is talking about eating?
Yep. And doggy style. I don't understand where his head at, but I think he needs to get some to get it out of there.
I am lost.
Suka's asking if you jerked him off.
No.
That's what I've been saying.
No. Fuck no.
You bribed him off with jerky.
In a tight place.
Jerky and Fallout 1 copies so he wouldn't kill me for going
in a tight, dark place. In the naughty corner with your friend Carrie, in a tight, dark place with your jerking him. Jerky. Yeah.
I hate two of you so fucking much.
I'm sure I'm one of them. I'm absolutely positive I'm one of them.
Yep.
Oh, I'm quite positive I am as well.
Yeah, no, because Sam is like a wealth of knowledge about cool shit, so I don't get mad at him as much.
You still planning on being a Marine?
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna get a lecture now.
No,
just work on your phrasing.
Speaking as a Marine, get used to this type of conversation. Is all I have to say.
Because they'll form a line to get their jerky.
Not even that, it's just the maturity level of our conversations. We're about this.
Yeah.
All the time. The amount of penises that get drawn everywhere.
I
like on your cheek, pointing at your mouth.
Of that because See, I drove through a
Impermanent
dead
marker.
zone, so I missed about half of this. But I feel like I know exactly what Gal was talking about, even though I didn't hear any of it.
A little bit of dribble down your chin.
See, that wasn't drawing. That was just.
Well, no, because
That's
you
just-
can
he's
draw
a
it on him while
messy,
he's sleeping
messy
and
boy.
doodle it, and then take pictures.
Oh,
hate-
you were talking about him. Huh, got it.
Now I hate all of you.
Success.
Seriously, kid, watch Waiting.
It's okay, dude. If at first you don't succeed, just keep on sucking.
Or jerking.
Apparently.
I mean, you could service 3 carries at the same time. You got 2 hands.
I'm not even touching that with your poll. Just not.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Lou hasn't shown up. I'm surprised Lou.
Yeah,
Valid,
she's,
but she was streaming
I'm
earlier.
surprised Lou hasn't shown up with all like the degenerate shit we've been saying.
Now, Queen Bird has a point. If you're going to bring up the
Fair.
maturity of a conversation, you haven't met us.
right?
That's not the place for this.
It's the spirit. Oh, that's good.
So,
That's good.
so Shadow, are you going to land that plane anytime soon?
What plane?
I mean,
He doesn't need to study hard for the ASVAB to be a Marine. Are you kidding me?
Just make sure you chew the crayons before
Well,
you swallow.
also,
If you die during the test, they don't take you.
Well,
Leave me the green ones.
yeah, obviously. Also, if I remember right, I don't need to take because I'm going to officer. I don't need to take the ASVAB because I've got the cult.
Oh my god! I can't talk to you. You're going the fucking OCS route? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking butter bar having ass. Motherfucker.
I
I've
was
been trying to
halfway
fucking
through
make
college.
You know what? Just go
I
go
was
drink your
halfway
tea.
through college.
Sit in your comfy little chairs. I don't give a shit, dude. I went to college too, and I could have went the OCS route, but I wanted to work for a fucking living.
Andy Pickles says it's not like Shadow's joining the Navy. Actually, it's exactly like that.
Department of, yeah, we get it. I don't need to hear it from a fucking civvy.
But you will, and probably not this one time.
Fucking OCS. Been giving advice to this kid, and he's a fucking traitor. Whatever.
Actually,
she's
the one
trying to
who
say-
really recommended I go officer was the guy who recommended I go officer was one of my dad's buddies who was a Marine, who, if I remember right, started enlisted and then went to OCS after using all of it, after using like funds to go to college.
No,
His advice was
coming from a
officers suck,
Mustang,
enlisted sucks
that's
worse.
fine. I respect a Mustang. OCS.
What she's trying
Mustang
to
means
say,
you enlisted first and then you went to officer.
and is she wants you to work for a living. That's all. That's all she's saying. It sounds more offensive than it actually is, but you'll get it later, and you'll hate it just as much as she does in the opposite direction. I hope y'all enjoy this because later they will be agreeing on everything while arguing with each other about how to do it because that's what they do.
You might as well be going to the fucking chair force, man. Whatever. I'm kidding, by the way.
I mean,
Just so you're aware.
yeah, no.
Because you don't pick up on these things.
Remember to chew
on
your
on the chair force, I did pick up you were joking. So, does the fact that I'm considering human intel, is that a good thing or a bad thing in your eyes?
You know all that Big Brother shit we were talking about earlier?
Right?
Yes.
You're trying to be on that side of it?
Well, that's
Fucking
like what I was.
Goddamn glowy.
I was told that, hey, that might be a good fit for you.
Shadow, I've got a perfect way for you to get in. No problem. They'll just invite you straight in. When you eat your crayons, make sure your pinky's up.
So I wanted to go into crypto intel, and I took the D-Lab, which is the Defense Language Aptitude Battery, and scored highly enough on it to where it was impressive. But my recruiter told me that you had to be fluent in another language besides English, which I later learned was not the case. So I didn't go that route. So I'm not going to judge you for going Intel much.
Yeah. Also, it's not like set in stone. That's just like I've looked at some stuff and I was told, hey, now granted, this wasn't my recruiter who advised this. This was like some people, mix of family and family friends who were like, you're just general like vibe, or I'm using the term vibe, but like it was just, I was recommended it would be a good fit. I haven't looked too much into it aside from, again, it is a little bit glowy.
Yes, you there eating the paste. You're going to be an officer one day. Stand up. Come over here. Take this promotion.
Hopefully, though, with the current administration, that glowy shit is done to our enemies, not our citizens.
The administration
Is there a difference?
currently will last 4 years, you realize.
Yeah.
You're gonna
And-
like if you were to join now, you would basically be in training for half of that.
Yeah, I know.
Go
Well, see,
on.
I'm fingers crossed that it's so good. Vance gets 8 years after Trump.
That's an awful lot of eggs to put in one particular political basket, kid.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I got yelled at on Twitter for being incredibly cynical and nihilistic. So this is me
On
trying
Twitter?
not to be.
You get yelled at for that on here.
Yes, I get yelled at everywhere. When I'm nihilistic, I get yelled at for being too nihilistic. When I'm happy, I get yelled at for being happy.
Isn't that the same thing in your case, though?
You do have a supremely yellow face.
Yeah, I got you with that one.
Like it's
Actually,
it's
no,
just
not-
like it invites it. Like check
Hey,
this
I was
out.
Tom's
I think
pooch,
this is going to be a pretty good example of I don't know, when you say or do something invariably to draw attention to yourself in basic, which you will inevitably do because I know you. This is what's going to happen. They're going to put you in a mermaid outfit in a big fish tank, right? Just like this lady. You guys seen this?
I'm aroused. Tell me more about Shadow in a mermaid outfit.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so fucking funny.
Hey, Sam, do you want me to play the video so it actually plays?
Yeah, that was like stop motion, bro. That was like some late 50s
Did it not play?
claymation.
Oh, it
It's
played,
good.
but you didn't
52
see
frames.
shit.
Fucking hell.
Chuck, if I say the
one
term
second. Arrow for it.
swans, does that mean anything to you? Just posing a question. While Sam sends the link.
All right, it's in the private chat.
I've seen this, I just didn't save it, so.
Yeah, this is the longer version too, because the other one just had
Yeah.
the bite.
Present your screen.
Yes. But essentially, you're sturgeon bait.
All right.
He got him some head.
Yep.
Chops at the end. That's hilarious. It's like, that was tasty.
I wonder.
Just watch the end.
The only problem I see there is he didn't tip.
No.
Yeah. Saw that the other day. That
Wait,
was,
he's the
pretty
one
amazing.
sucking, though, so shouldn't he be the one getting tipped?
Well, he got himself some head from a
Wait,
mermaid.
Squatch, if he's the one doing the sucking, shouldn't he be the one getting tipped?
No, he literally got her whole freaking head, bro. Okay, never mind. It's just lost on you. One day you'll grow up and you'll understand. Go ahead.
Some
Sam.
jokes you don't need to overthink, dude. It was just a fucking play on words.
Well, no. See, okay. See, from
You're still thinking.
my
You need to
understanding
do
of
that.
what I was thinking was the fact that he was doing the sucking.
You know.
was
We
my
know.
thinking of like, oh well, he's sucking, he should be the one getting the tip.
I'm telling you,
not
dude, the joke does not
that he
require a
was
Venn
getting head
diagram.
from a
It's
mermaid.
just a play on words.
Right. There's no need for a chart. We don't need bullet points. It's just a you move on with your life. Even if you didn't get it, it's polite.
Oh,
Oh man. You know, like let me tell a little story. Back in the day, I used to work in this liquor store in southern Wyoming, second largest liquor selection in all of Wyoming, as a matter of fact, at the time. And we had an intercom system like most of these little joints do. And I'm there with this buddy of mine who I worked with, and we're just waiting for the night to end so we can close out the store. Well, my roommate shows up, who had recently dyed her hair blonde. She is also a Polak, right, of the Polish persuasion. And she walks into the liquor store, and my buddy grabs the intercom and announces in a loud voice for all the store to hear. Luckily, it was empty for save for us. A blonde Polak walks into a liquor store. Lets go of the mic and walks the fuck away, right? And that was hilarious. Doesn't require any explanation. It doesn't even really need a punchline.
Well, no, here's the thing. The beauty of that joke is it relies on the individual that the joke is about. The butt of the joke is the blonde Polak currently walking into a liquor store, and anything she does after that becomes the punchline.
Yeah. I believe she looked up and she goes, "Huh?" It was beautiful. Good times. I had a very interesting youth, I should say. I shouldn't say childhood, because I was actually older than Shadow at the time. So,
I mean, most
mean-
things are older than me.
no, I mean, like, I was older then than you are now.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like being better than Dermy at something. It's not a very high bar to be older
difficult
than me.
for Sam, though.
Huh?
On account of how old you are, Sam.
I just want to say back taco, and I don't even understand why.
Wait, did someone just say Dermy?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I said it's not harder to be older than
like
me.
to
It's like
know
being
one
better than
stream.
Dermy.
One motherfucking stream without his stupid name leaving someone
No.
stupid out.
Clearly, you
No,
don't know
we
us.
said him earlier in the stream. We were I made a point about being better than Dermy at something, and you were like, "It's not a very high bar."
Yeah, I know, but I like to tune things out from my memory when I don't like them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It should be. It's all your fault. Twice
Yes.
now in the same stream. Twice.
Second woman to tell me that today.
Why does the gender matter?
Sexism. That's why.
I knew it.
Misogyny.
That's fair. I mean, he's honest about it. I can live with that.
I like the little girlish giggle she gave when she was like, sexism.
Fuck you.
You're sick and I'm a little busy.
All right, folks. Listen, I think we're probably gonna wrap it up here. I know this is sort of short for an SITV, but as we stay at the top of the show, a couple of us aren't feeling that great anyway. And obviously, I didn't spend any fucking time preparing a show today, so we're sort of out of stuff. and all of that, but plus Gal's getting the giggles, and you know what that means.
I'm not know me.
It's going to be a better show.
Technically, I have a question to pose as if it were
Okay.
Beelzebub.
Sure.
So, do you guys think that if someone were to have like an organ transplant, say a heart transplant, that person in real life, not like a story from a show or a movie or whatever, like in real life, if it happens to where people can have the memories of the person whose heart they received, or like their personalities changed based on that?
I'm not sure I understand the question fully.
I-
Like, if
I
so,
can
we're
give you-
taking as a given. that this can happen. Like, so you get a heart transplant from somebody else, and you sort of inherit their impressions, at least, of their memory, right?
Yeah. Well, like their
Okay,
memory or like things that you didn't like before, um, you like now that person may like
yeah, like
coffee.
suddenly you just got a taste for asparagus, even though you've hated it your whole life.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is an actual medical case that involves two cases I'm aware of. One involves a heart transplant where at a later point the individual came across the deceased person's, the donor's wife, like in a random restaurant on the other side of the city. And without knowing anything about who got the heart or the fact that it was her ex-husband's heart that was sitting across, they meet, have a conversation. They don't actually hit it off, but they ended up doing things like bringing their kids to come play with each other. And this goes on for a few months before they run into each other at the hospital one day. He was going to get his heart checked out, and she was going to finalize something to do with some medical stuff with the kid, because the kid had a similar like rare blood type or something as the husband, and they ran into each other dealing with the same specialist. Not that coincidental, but then they realized, wait a second, no, this is the gentleman with your husband's heart. In another case, an individual had an artist was killed in a car accident. He had a fairly rare blood type, and I think one of his cousins ended up getting like his left hand. The guy is right-handed, but the left hand does art.
Really?
He writes with his right hand and can't draw nothing, but with his left hand, which was replaced just below the elbow, he had lost it here, and he had lost it here, and they had to cut it back to match up the donor. And he had never experienced any joy in doing art previous to the replacement. And
it was just
afterwards,
a limb.
But motor memory is a hell of a drug. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where that one lands. I mean, the first one, you could call it fate. The second one, though, that seems to be, like I said, more of a motor memory thing. The hand itself does this thing.
Well, I mean, that does make sense, because like muscle memory is a thing. There is a part of that which is your brain practicing certain signals, but your muscles do become more accustomed to certain tasks. So that is everyone does have the potential to do really, really fine motor control, more or less. It just comes down to actually doing it. So that honestly is not as, what's crazier to me is like the whole heart thing. Like that's more insane to me than the hand thing, because that's just muscle memory, in my opinion.
It's interesting.
Well, sure, and you would have to assume there's some level of feedback between the appendage and the brain.
What'd you say, Sam?
It's crazy to me, though, that so like if you were to say lose your left hand, right, and you had another, like a cadaver's hand spliced on or whatever, that's a little bit like how nerves don't regenerate. Like, as far as we know, we don't have the technology to attach all of those fucking nerve endings and sinews and make a hand work like a hand.
Typically, there are exceptions. And his hand didn't work like a hand. Really, the only thing it was functional for was like basic holding and grasping tasks. And if you put a pencil in it, it would draw. And it would draw things that he thought about, but not things that, like, he wouldn't wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to draw Starry Night and do that. He would put pencil in his hand and start drawing, and it would basically kind of do a rolling thought process kind of. It's weird, but there has to be some type of feedback between the muscle memory and the brain in order for muscle memory to develop, right? You have to watch that memory in the brain first and then copy it into the muscles. Why can't it happen the other way around?
That's why I was a little blown away, like before Shadow even talked about the muscle memory, and whoever you pulled up in chat brought it up, is it's beyond muscles, because I didn't think that there was a way for like the nerve endings to connect in the same fashion. So like that blew me away, first of all, that we even had those capabilities. Beyond just like the muscle memory of it all. But that's just fascinating. I don't know.
Like you could easily attach the nerve endings. So attaching the nerve endings isn't the issue. Getting them to fucking
signal.
fire like they're supposed to
Yes.
is the issue, you know.
Like,
yeah. I don't know, but I don't doubt though that the muscle memory exists in that arm, because like it's used to doing a thing, right? The nerves and the muscle and the tendons are all used to doing certain things in certain ways and all that stuff. So it would not be necessarily trouble for it to resume those ways, right? You know, like we know how muscle memory works in our own bodies. There's no reason to think that sort of thing wouldn't transfer over if you could get the connection to work at all.
The nerves thing, nerves do regenerate occasionally.
Like somebody brought up genetic memory in the chat too, and that's a different thing entirely. That's more like DNA coding, and I don't think that that's actually something that exists in humans. It does in other species, but you know, in certain other species, like certain kinds of insects, that sort of thing. But I don't think that's something that does happen with human beings beyond, like, you know, if you believe in reincarnation, maybe, but that's not even so much a physical thing that's born from body to body as it is from the spirit that's moving to a new body. So that's a different can of worms altogether. I don't know. That's a weirdly philosophical question you posed.
You want to know why I posed that question?
Because it's been eating at you in your dreams?
No.
She doesn't dream.
It's currently a J drama that I am watching. Y'all obviously, or I'm assuming y'all know what K dramas are. It's just a Japanese one, not a Korean one. So I thought it was just like an interesting premise with what happened, and so with the story explanation. So I started watching it, and I just had that thought, like, do you really think this is possible? And I posed the question to my brother, and I didn't tell him why I was asking the question. And he's just like, are you David Duchovny right now? And I was like, is there a movie that he did or something? And apparently Return to You, something like that. He did, which is
Return to Me. Yes.
Yeah. And so it's basically a show that's very similar to that, not exactly the same. And I just thought it was an interesting thing, because I really just was wondering, like, is this even possible where you could, prior to, like, the other question I have with it is, like, why, like, would you, and why would you, if yes, lose the love that you had for something else? So say you preferred to, like, your personality. So, like, you're not a fun-loving person. You're a very quiet person that some might think is boring, timid, shy, whatever. Like, do you lose that completely? Do you switch personalities?
More of a blending, maybe.
Yeah.
I have an unrelated but similar, like an analogous experience, kind of. A couple of years before I started my YouTube channel, I had a meth lab, and I mean a dog that was spastic. Like, homie would never stop. And I also had a cracked pelvis and a broken back and a fractured hip. And like, none of this was broken clean through. I was in extreme pain. I tried to walk my dog one afternoon, which is a slow and laborious process, of course. And I tripped, fall down the back steps, cracked my skull on the handrail down. And two very strange things happened. One, a friend of mine who's lives in Colorado showed up and helped me up the back steps. And everyone was convinced that I had hallucinated him, but actually he had flown in for a day, swung by, nobody was at home, found me in the backyard, put me on the couch, called my pops, like, hey, you need to check on your son, and then got on his bus and went back to Denver. You know, everybody, the only person that talked to him was my dad. And so, like, I kept having to go back to my dad and go, but Edwin was there, right? He's like, yeah, okay. But after the accident, before the accident, I was strung out on every drug known to man. But after the accident, I couldn't figure out how to be a junkie.
Oh, wow.
Right. I had all of the physical withdrawals, all of that stuff. But even having the drugs in my hand and in my possession, for whatever reason, I couldn't come to the conclusion to actually take them. Someone had to come in and be like, "Why are you barfing?" "Oh, it's because I haven't taken anything." "Well, you should take some." "Oh, yeah, right." But I would also agree to virtually anything else that happened. Several people come through during that week and talk to me, and they said I was as agreeable as you could possibly. Now, keep in mind, I was a total tyrannical asshole before this head injury, and I'm this person now. And it's such a different thing that people who have known me my whole life, who typically avoid me because I'm slightly violent and easily triggered, and I'm not anymore, are utterly amazed. It's like a totally different person is what they tell me. One difference: before the accident, when I had one of those memories where I just go off on a tangent and I explain some tiny incidental detail, I could tell you what book it come from and what page it was on in that book. Now I just remember the general broad strokes of it.
The human
I know
body.
it's not a translate. I know it's not a transplant, but it is a significant change from a very mild event.
Yeah. Interesting. This takes me back to like my high school days when I had thoughts of doing something with anatomy because I loved my anatomy class. I found it fascinating. So this is like that part of me. What's that, Sam? Sam? Hello?
I'm going to assume that he's in the ether.
I think I might be breaking up a little bit here.
Okay.
Shit, that I'm saying.
He's back.
I'm thinking about it real hard. Yeah. I was just going to keep talking until it fucking got through. So, yeah. This is probably as good a place to end it on a upbeat philosophical note because, like I said, my shit's going down and that's the whole thing. Anyway, it's not going down like Shadow did, but, apparently with his jerky behavior. All right. I think this is probably actually have some stuff I want to think about after the show now because of this. So we can get back to you, Cal. I'm gonna mull this over a little bit. But thank you. I actually do appreciate that. I like interesting philosophical ideas and questions. It always makes me think of that episode in like season 2 of Angel when what's his name gets a new hand, but it's possessed and tries to murder everything.
Yeah.
Because it belonged to a killer before him. So anyway, yeah. So thanks for coming out, folks. Thanks everybody in chat who's been watching, keeping up, having their own conversations, all that good stuff. We do appreciate having each and every one of you here. Everybody who's on panel, their links are in the description below, so you can go check their channels out, from Caucasian Sasquatch, Green Haired Anti-Liberal, and Shadow of Hawk 55. Each of them does awesome content, and I will let the two who are here show for themselves as well. So Squatch, what do you have stuff coming up?
All right, tomorrow
Besides,
we have the Blast Radius.
Everybody cry on your birthday.
Captain Curmudgeon is back. I'm gonna try to delay my my roast stream until after that, so it'll be 10:30 tonight. Apparently, I had forgotten that I had a show tomorrow. Tuesday, we've got the Naughty Corner. Make of it what you will, where we go and me and American Justice of Texas take a look at people who have done naughty things and tell them they're naughty, and y'all can agree with us. It's tons of fun. We generally laugh at them a lot. Hopefully Thursday, I'm hoping to have a scheduled Sasquatch Shills, although that's only in the works. It has not been verified yet, but I'm hoping that'll happen. All of these happen at 8 p.m. Eastern. So adjust for your own times, you ingrates. Thanks.
I don't know if Sam's there, so I'm just going to start my somewhat on topic.
Absolutely.
Every Wednesday, I read. That's so funny. I read books to y'all because I miss reading and I don't have time to do it in my life. So I decided to force time. And I figured that other people may not like to read or be able to read as well as they want to. And so they don't get to read same thing. So I might as well read it to people. We, on topic right now, are reading Frankenstein. I've just done my second stream, about halfway through the book, maybe not. Close to halfway through the book. It's a really fun read. I'm really enjoying it. And if you guys are interested in listening to me read to you while you're getting ready to go to bed or doing household chores or driving or whatever, that's the point of it. I'll be there to read for you so you can just listen and have a good old time. Green-haired anti-liberal. I did start streaming to Rumble. I figured it out, so I can now dual stream to YouTube and Rumble. So I'm excited for that too. And then follow me on Twitter and stuff. I post where I'm going to be, like places like this as panelists. And go, Sam, with your delay.
Everybody go check the guys out. Check out Shadow. He does like D&D related stuff and Warhammer related stuff and other stuff too. It's all kinds of fun and craziness stuff. You can find me in all the usual places. You know, same shit as every week. We'll be back here next week. I will be back on Abyssal Musings next Friday. I have no idea if you guys can hear any of this because it seems to be cutting in and out on my end. So, how bad is the roboting? That's my question.
It went away. You've done good.
Real delayed.
Have a great night, everybody. Okay. Have a great night, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming. Remember, it could always be worse. It could be raining flaming cobras.